The Biden administration has told Russia it has a stark choice to make as talks begin over the threat of Ukrainian invasion. Russia has played down the threats as talks between the two superpowers commenced in Geneva today. Sky News Washington correspondent Annalise Nilsson joins us. Annalise, today's talks went for almost 8 hours.
And it's not the first of what's going to be, it's just the first, I should say, of what's going to be a series of talks this week between the Biden administration and the Russians, because there is concern about the growing escalation of forces along the Ukrainian border. This meeting was between the Deputy Secretary, Wendy, Sherman, and the Russian Deputy Foreign Minister, Sergei Ryabkov. And in this meeting, it's understood from the briefing given by both sides that no specific progress was made, but what was said was that they're laying down the options. The Americans saying if they do proceed with any kind of invasion of Ukraine, that there would be repercussions, but they're still pushing that would be along economic lines. What the Russians have said is they don't think that the US has any cause for concern and say that they're not planning to invade, but they were also very specific about what they want to see from the US. They don't want to see Ukraine turn towards European forces. They don't want to see them become NATO members of a higher level, and they don't want to see any kind of bolstering of US influence in Europe. That's something America wouldn't adhere to either in these talks, and so there's still plenty to discuss to try to head off any kind of conflict along the Ukrainian border.
There are 100,000 troops at the border now, obviously returning those troops to the barracks, conveying to us their intention of doing that certainly would be easy ways to show de-escalation. The aggressive action, the bellicose rhetoric came from the Russians, so they have the ability and the power to de-escalate.
In this briefing with Wendy Sherman, she did use the word extraordinary a number of times in the Russian approach, saying that they're not adhering to the normal course of diplomatic discourse behind the scenes, even if they are fronting up to the front of camera opportunities as they have been. What we haven't done is heard from the president yet. He landed from Camp David this morning at the White House. He ignored the press pack, and in that you saw one attempt by a reporter from NBC holding up a sign asking for Russia talks, but the president declined. The stats are in, and from the last year, he's given the least number of press conferences of any of the last 5 presidents, and it has been 69 days since his last press conference. And so we're waiting to see if he does comment on these Russia talks this week.
Okay, Annalise Nilsson live for us in Washington, D.C. with that update. Thank you.